What is going on, guys? TTL here, and in today's video I am going to be going over my top 5 MLB picks for today. Today is June 11th, 2023. There's quite a few props on the board right now. I'm absolutely loving them. All 5 of these are going to be strikeout props for today. It's currently 2:50 in the morning. I haven't slept, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit stuttery. Most of these don't start until, well, the earliest is 11:35 a.m. Eastern time. Some of them don't start till 3 p.m. So there should be plenty of time for you guys to get these in. I do appreciate all you guys for supporting me. So make sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment if you're telling. Yesterday we actually had 3 pushes, 1 hit, and 1 miss from the 5 picks I gave. So it was just push city. Hopefully we don't have that today. Before I do get too far into the video, I do want to say I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep the free trial for my Patreon going. There haven't been too many free trial users since I released it about 2 weeks ago. But if you're interested in joining the Patreon, it's normally $20 a month. It's currently 7 days free. So I would take advantage of this while I still have it going. You get all of my complete prize picks, underdog, and sleeper slips for any sport that I play. I post every single slip I play. You get VIP sports and esports sportsbook bets. So BOVADA, FanDuel, DraftKings, THUNDERPICK, any of those websites. And we have a VIP only chat where I do watch parties, live streams, and you can ask me any questions regarding bankroll management, what a unit is, how much money you should play per slip. All these questions are great questions, and I get asked them all the time, but I don't care. I just want to help you guys make money. So if you're interested, go join that free trial. It's 7 days completely free again. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the Patreon and in the Discord as well. So I just wanted to get that out there before I went into these props and dug deeper into these props. Again, I do appreciate all of the support that you guys give me. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers already, which is completely insane. And hopefully we can just keep on growing and get that number even higher. My favorite prop of the day is going to be Zac Gallen under 6.5 pitching strikeouts. So this is the pitcher for Arizona, the starting pitcher for today. He's versus Detroit. Detroit strikes out a lot, don't get me wrong. I use the MLB strikeouts per game, teamrankings.com, and they're 24th of 30th on the list. They're averaging 9 strikeouts per game. Last game they only had 6, so that's great that they're on the up and up. But they're striking out 9 times per game, man. So when you think about that and you think about how Zac Gallen was last season he was a great pitcher. This season he's been mediocre, and when we take a look at his last 5, for example, he's only went on over this 1 out of his last 5. He stayed under 4 out of his last 5. And when we take a look at my partner, Outlier.bet, this website's amazing, by the way. It's like props.cash, ESPN, MLB, and StatsMuse had a baby, and you just get all the stats in the world. It gives you all the odds, last 5, last 10, last 20, the head-to-head for batter versus pitcher. It gives you anything you could imagine. So if you want a 7-day free trial for them as well, they're one of my partners. So I'll put that link in the comments and in the description for you guys so you can test them out. But great website. But when we take a look over here, we can take a look at the trends section, which gives you insight into picks that a lot of people are taking at the moment. And one of these is Zac Gallen has failed to exceed 6.5 strikeouts in 7 of his last 8 games on the road against opponents with a losing record, averaging 5 strikeouts a game. Obviously that's very niche, right? Because it's 7 of last 8 on the road against opponents with a losing record. So it's very niche, but it is nice seeing that and having all of this data that's like trending, because it does put some ideas in your head and lets you think, okay, let's go to the props section. Let's look at Zac Gallen and let's see what his under 6.5 strikeouts looks like. So his under 6.5 strikeouts is a minus 116 odds on average, and we can see 10 games ago, he was killing it. He got 7, 11, 12. But then it's like right after 3 games are done, the last 7 games have just been terrible. He's had 7 strikeouts max, 6 in 3 of them, and then 2 in 3. And these are versus teams. This is the Phillies, for example, who are just as bad as Detroit. They're averaging 9 strikeouts a game. So it's not like he's against good teams, so he's not striking them out. He's against teams that strike out quite a bit, just like Detroit. And I think that he's going to stay under this number today. He just hasn't been killing it like he should be, like he usually does in the past. So I do like this to stay under, especially after you see those stats. Another play that I really love today is Shane Bieber, and this is another under, and it's under 5 pitching strikeouts. So we'll take a look. He stayed under in all 5 of his last 5. Some of these versus good teams, some of them versus bad. The Orioles are decent. Cardinals, they're pretty bad. Mets are really good about not striking out. White Sox are decent against not striking out. And Boston is like 4th. Boston is 6th. They strike out 8 times per game. But he still only got 2 strikeouts that game. Shane Bieber is another pitcher that you think is... He's up there with like Garrett Cole, like all that, like all those really good pitchers, Scherzer. And usually when you hear Shane Bieber, you think of a good pitcher. But now you're seeing his line at 5 versus Houston. And when we take a look at Houston, they're right up there, right under Boston. 8 strikeouts per game, 7 on average over their last 3. I really like him to stay under today. And when we take a look at our partners, Outlier.bet, we can see on this one, the over 4.5 strikeouts is actually favored on other websites. But when we take a look at his last 10, he's only went over 4 strikeouts in 1 game out of his last 10. And he's just not performing up to par with what you want to see from Shane Bieber. And you have to remember also, we are at 5. So we are not at 4.5, we are at 5. So that does give us that push potential. And on Bovada at 5, under 5, it was like minus 118 or minus 120 odds. So it's not like it's completely against us. The reason that it does show the over on Outlier.bet is because of that 4.5 line, not 5. And I really do like taking his under here. Next, we have, I don't know how to say his name, Lamet, I'm assuming, under 4 pitching strikeouts. He's the starting pitcher for Colorado today, and they're versus the Padres. He hasn't went over this in any of his last 5. He's pushed twice, and then he stayed under the other 3. Not been a great start for him this year. And when we take a look at our Outlier.bet, we can see right here it's minus 140 odds to stay under 4.5. So obviously we do have some more push potential added on here, but he's only had 2 starts this season actually, now that I'm looking at this. Wow, I'm not familiar with this pitcher, but he hadn't played until since 2021. But his 2 starts this year, he got 4 strikeouts each time. The under 4.5 is favored again at minus 140 odds. We got 4, so he could push here. But when you look at the Padres as well, they're like middle of the pack. They're 20th of 30th, averaging 9 strikeouts per game. But then you look at their last 3, averaging 8 strikeouts per game. And then actually only 6 strikeouts their last game. And I just really like this matchup. I don't think they're going to strike out today. They're minus like 195 favorites on sportsbooks right now. And I actually have them in a parlay, the Padres. And I just don't think they're going to strike out today. I think that they're going to hit him hard and that he's probably going to get pulled in like the 3rd inning. If I'm like telling the future a little accurately here. But that's how I'm reading this game. So I do love taking this under. I also absolutely love yet another good pitcher, Freddie Peralta, under 7.5 strikeouts. I have never taken so many unders as I have today, as I'm now realizing all 5 of these are less props. But Freddie Peralta under 7.5 strikeouts. He's only went over in 1 out of his last 5. Some of these versus some terrible teams, like the Giants. He got 4 strikeouts versus the Giants, who are second to last, averaging 10 strikeouts per game. He got 4. He's versus Oakland today, who are actually pretty bad as well. They're 25th of 30th, averaging 9 strikeouts per game as well. Over their last 3, they're only averaging 7. And he's not been doing so hot. We can take a look at Outlier.bet, and we actually see, I believe he's up here somewhere, right here. Under 7.5 is minus 133 odds, and he's hit this in 7 of his last 10, 4 of his last 5, and he's just not been killing it this year. So I do love taking this under, especially since it's not bumped. It's not able to push. So this is another prop, kind of like the Gallen prop. It's a 0.5. We can't push it. We're either going to hit it or we're going to miss it. So I hate taking these straight 0.0 props that end up pushing. Like I said, yesterday we had 3 pushes. So let's try and get off that. Let's bounce back today with either all pushes and wins or just all wins in general, hopefully. But to finish it out and to give you guys that 5th pick, I actually like Clarke Schmidt under 5 strikeouts. This is a Yankees pitcher versus Boston. We can take a look. Boston is 6th. They're averaging 8 strikeouts per game. His is at 5. He's went over 2 out of his last 5, and he's pushed or stayed under in 3 out of his last 5. But when you take a look versus good teams like the White Sox, he had 1 strikeout. The Mariners, who are terrible, they strike out a ton, he got 7. Baltimore, who are decent, he got 4. Cincinnati, who strike out a lot, he got 6. The Rays, who are like middle of the pack, I believe, they're 13th, he got 5. So there is push potential here, but we can take a look as well at Outlier.bet. And I believe he's near the top on this as well. Yep, he's actually 2nd, but it's under 5.5. So we do have added push potential here. But he has stayed under 5.5. It's minus 170 odds on sports books. And he's stayed under in 3 of his last 5 and 5 of his last 10. I do think he stays under today. He's kind of on a downhill regression right now because he had a few great games where he was just strikeout, 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 strikeout. He's having some regression right now, and I'm just going to ride that regression and take the under here. I think he gets 3 strikeouts all game versus Boston today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I really do appreciate all the support. It does mean a lot to me, guys. So make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to leave a comment. Good, bad, leave an honest comment. What you're thinking about my props. If you have any questions, just let me know, guys. And hopefully I'll see you in the Discord and on that Patreon free trial. And yeah, thank you guys again. And I'll see you in the next video.